I'm Greg. She's Jax, and Jax is going to do the impossible. She's going to try and teach me how to memorize lines from a monologue. Will she succeed? I don't think so, but we're going to give it a shot. That's coming up next. All right. Thank you for joining us for a very special episode of the OnStage Blog Theater podcast. My name is Greg Earhart. I'm the one of the managing members of the OnStage blog, onstageblog.com. With me is Jacqueline Collier, who is not only the regular co-host of the OnStage Blog Theater podcast and also a Hallmark movie star, as we covered in a previous episode, as you can find her on the Hallmark channel right now, a movie called Double Scoop. But she's an acting coach. And just a little bit of background. So Jax has been bugging me to get back into theater. Not that I've ever really was in theater, to be honest. Like my
That's
last
not
acting
true. You were in a
performance,
play.
I
You
was in middle school. I was. I casually mentioned to Jax in confidence that I've always wanted to try theater again, but the thing that held me back was I just can't memorize anything anymore. Like even if I give like a little speech in front of a few coworkers or softball team, like I usually have to have it written down and have to have something referenced. I just can't memorize anything. And Jax is convinced. I mean, with good reason. You are an acting coach. You teach memorization to many, many, many people. So you're taking on the challenge to teach me how to memorize a monologue. I don't know if you're really ready for the challenge that this presents, but we're gonna give it a shot here. Before we get started, just high level. Let me monologue a little bit further before I throw it to
yes.
you. So part of my hesitation to get back to try, even I really shouldn't say get back into theater, to try community theater is um, I remember I took a couple of drama classes in high school. It was part of the curriculum. It wasn't an after school thing. It was, a high school class in my school. And I remember telling my theater teacher at the time, Michael Smith, who may or may not be watching this podcast. I know he's an onstage blog reader and maybe watcher. I remember telling him sort of like, honestly, Mr. Smith, like memorizing these monologues is really hard. Like I'm really struggling with it. And he goes to me really deadpan because that was his style. Memorizing is the easiest part of the actor's job. I'm like, okay, well, great. Thank you. Thank you for really encouraging me here. Um, but so I guess let me ask you before we get into this, like, is is he right as far as the students you're seeing, the people you're coaching right now? Is memorizing really the easy part, or is it a hang up for some of your students? Like, where does it rank as far as difficulties you usually have to coach through?
I want to say no tea, no shade to your teacher. I hear and understand and take on what he's saying about that. And on one hand, I could see how there is truth in that. But what I will say is what I have found, not only with myself as an actor, but with my students, I think memorizing is one of the hardest parts of being an actor. And I also think it's probably the least fun thing.
Hmm. Right,
And
right.
yeah, it's the part that feels the most like work. And even when you're in a scene, whether it's for an acting class or for a play or a movie or a TV show, once you have the words, you may be dealing with some really like complex either emotions that are coming up or the objective. What does your character want? What is your scene partner giving you? Really listening to them. Yes, there are all those things, but to me, that's the fun work. And memorizing is like the training. And really think of it like this. And I'm not really a sports person, but you know how, like, if you're playing soccer or baseball and you're running all those, like, you're running to get in shape, but maybe it's not your favorite thing because you just
Mhm.
really like to play the sport. But
Right.
if you're running, it's kind of the thing you have to do to be able to play the sport.
Hmm. Hmm.
And someone could say to you, running's the easiest part. Like, you just run. Yeah, but also it's
Yeah.
kind of not.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I
So
find I've done some improv Nothing on stage or anything like that, but I love doing improv games. I think I'm above average, I would say, in terms of improv skills. Not nearly anywhere near the or anyone who does it for a living or anyone who's really good at theater and stuff like that. But I find improv a lot I find making up jokes on the fly and lines on the fly a lot easier than trying to memorize lines word for word, especially when you're doing play, when you need to do it word for word. Otherwise, you can get into trouble with
Right,
the
right.
playwright. Um, so, Jax, I don't know how much you've studied about that. I'm guessing that's a personality type to be like, if like maybe the way the brain works, like you can think of things on the fly, but just when you're in structure, like it could present difficulty among certain types of people, including me.
Well, I think it's really interesting because I think that a lot of people that I know, that I have met, um, through theater and through training, who love to memorize, but, love a script. Even my friends who like sketch, I have friends who love sketch comedy who would never do improv. They do
Mm,
not like being put on the spot, and even these are
right,
people who are very funny, that they're quick-witted, but
right,
they would never want the stress of doing improv, even if they can be quick at certain times. They don't like having no structure at all. So I think there's
right,
something
right.
with improvisers that they're very comfortable with that lack of structure, which I personally think is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I would not want to be doing improv like on stage, like, but like, whose line is it anyway? I like doing
Right.
improv like in an immersive show where there's no pressure to be funny, you're just
Mm.
responding as the character. Like, I think
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot of fun,
Yeah.
but the joke of it all, and when people have to be, like, kind of just continuously, like, on, I think that's incredible, and that's definitely not a skill set that I have.
So let's get to it. So Jax, I told you send me any monologue, theater, theater or movie, something didn't ask for easy, but something relatable, something a monologue people know, nothing obscure, no obscure monologue. And you made a really interesting choice. So you chose the famous monologue from Goodwill Hunting that Robin Williams gives to Matt Damon. It's the monologue containing the farting wife. That's what I call it, at least. There might be another name
Exactly.
of it. So
It
I was
is.
excited. I didn't expect this, so I'm excited for it. So I have it on a screen in front of me. I have, by the way, just tell the audience, I've done like pretty much no prep on it. I honestly forgot the monologue besides the farting wife line. And so I looked at the first line a couple of times. So I pretty much done no prep on it. So we're going to workshop this. Jax is going to coach me right here, right in front of the cameras. And so where should we start? Where
So
how do you want to
I
practice this?
I
How should
love
I practice this? Pardon me.
so I love that. Yes, I just sent this monologue to you. We're going in cold. This is if you had um said, "Okay, let's do a lesson," and you had just got an audition and you're like, "Oh, hey, I got this audition a couple of hours ago. I haven't really looked at it. Can we book a session?" So this is us just going into it cold at the very beginning.
Okay.
Um so what I'm going to have you do is I'm just going to have you read it one time out loud, get the words in your mouth. Don't worry about acting. Don't even worry like about tripping over words, saying all the words right. Just give it a read to get all of it out.
Okay. Can I do a little bit of acting? I'm a
If you
ham, so
if you
it can be really
insist.
hard. Okay, I'm good. I'll try. I'm not Robin Williams, but all right.
No, no. So that's actually a great question that you bring up. You can absolutely do a little bit of acting. Basically, though, this first read through is for you not to feel any pressure to act. If
Okay.
it's coming up, don't stifle it, but
Okay.
just don't feel any pressure.
Okay. All right. You're not perfect sport. And let me save you the suspense. The girl you met isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. You can know everything in the world, kid, but the only way you find out if you love someone is by giving it a shot. My wife used to fart in her sleep. She thought she'd get away with it. One night it was so loud it woke the dog up. She looked at me like it was the dog's fault. She's been gone 2 years now, and I still catch myself laughing about those things. Those are the little details I miss most, the imperfections. That's the good stuff. That's what you have to look forward to.
Okay, well, first of all, that was a great read. Great read. It's no, no, truly, true. It's okay. So clearly you understand. You would be surprised, and not only with other actors, but with me too. Sometimes someone gets a piece of material that they one just don't understand or don't connect with, or it's very difficult language with them. So
Right, right.
to me, hearing you read that, it's clear you understand it, you connect with it, and the language isn't difficult for you, like just
Okay,
on a surface level. So let's start at the beginning of this monologue. If
okay,
for right now, I don't want you to look at the text at all.
okay,
Um, I'm just going to have you say to me, you're not perfect sport. And then I'm going to repeat it back to you. And then I'm going to let you know when we're going to move to the next section.
okay,
But feel free to respond in a new way based on how you're feeling, what you think is happening, or just keep saying that to yourself. Just say, you're not perfect sport whenever you're ready.
okay. You're not perfect, sport.
You're not perfect sport.
You're not perfect, sport.
You're not perfect sport.
You're not perfect, sport.
You're not perfect sport.
You're not perfect, sports. No, that's too much.
You're
Too
not
much. Too much. I'm
perfect
done.
sport. You're not perfect sport.
You're not perfect, sport.
You're not perfect sport.
You're not perfect, sport.
Now think of it as if, not that this is the physical action that you're doing, but the feel of it is like you took your hand and you put it on his shoulder and you're giving a gentle but firm squeeze of like you're getting through to him.
Mm. You're not perfect, sport.
Excellent. We're going to add on to that. And let me save you the suspense.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense.
Good. You're not perfect sport. And let me save you the suspense.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you this. Nope, that was bad. All right.
No, it
You're not
wasn't. It
perfect,
wasn't.
sport. And let me save you the suspense.
And just to
That
be
was a
clear
little.
to
That was a
you,
little. That was a little harsh. Yeah, I'm being a little. I'm being.
no,
So
no,
I'm
no, I
bringing.
don't, no,
I
no.
brought up my sarcasm in that.
No,
I
but
don't.
that's actually not bad at all. And just to be
Yeah.
clear to people that are watching, some directors and coaches give line readings, and I'm not opposed to line readings. I think they can be fine. But right now we're doing a Meisner inspired exercise that's just the repetition exercise, which is we're just repeating back and
Hmm.
forth. So
Yeah.
you definitely don't have to feel like you need to do it how I'm doing. You're just responding
Right. Right.
based
Right.
on how you're feeling.
Right.
I actually think what I would do now, Greg, is don't judge yourself if you can. I know it's hard at all for the things that are coming up because we will find our way through. So if it comes out a little harsh, if you feel like it's harsh, think, okay, well, maybe I dial that back or maybe I lean into this. So let's just take it
Yeah.
from the you're not perfect sport and let me save you the suspense. Let's do that two
Okay.
more times.
All right. Hmm. You're not perfect. No. All right. Sorry. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. You're not perfect, sport. But let me save you the suspense.
Good. One more time. And I want you to pretend that there's been a silence. And this is you breaking the silence, but you want to do it really gently.
Okay. Yeah. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense.
Okay, that was amazing. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Um, this girl you met isn't perfect either. Just say that one little part of the line.
Mhm. This girl you met, she ain't perfect either.
Good. This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Oh, isn't perfect either.
Yeah,
This girl you, this girl you met isn't perfect either.
great. Now, say that two more times, thinking about when you're saying this girl you met,
Mhm.
you're actually thinking about your wife, and the isn't perfect either. You're thinking about how your wife wasn't perfect, but how that was the good
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Just do that little part
Mhm.
twice.
This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Good.
This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Great. Now take it back from the top. Same thing as before. Um, it's been silent and you're breaking the silence in a very gentle way.
Where am I starting? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, from the very top, from the you're not perfect sport.
Oh, oh, okay. You're not perfect, sport. Line. This
And
is
let me say it. No,
oh,
no, this is good.
this is my
But
problem.
this is normal. This it's so funny because I had an audition this morning, was reacting this way when I lost a line. I had a student right after that, and oh my God love him. He was literally throwing off his little Newsies hat because he lost the line. And I'm like, oh, this is actually part of the process though. So like
Right,
saying don't beat yourself up because like also that's kind of part of it too to be like we're
right.
just
I
having a
know.
reaction.
I
But
know.
knowing that it's completely normal and actually when we start forgetting lines, it's also because we're thinking about our intentions, which is
Right,
good. We just have to
right.
marry the two. So call for a line anytime.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Just take it from the you're not perfect sport from the top.
Okay. All right. You're not per. Wait, hang on. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. She isn't perfect, and neither are you. Is that? Oh no, no,
This girl you
that
met?
wasn't it.
Yeah.
This girl you. That's right. All right. This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Excellent. I want you to just do that two more times. Same kind of thing of like breaking that silence and gently going into it. It's beautiful.
Okay. I forgot the line. Oh yeah. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Okay, that was really good. I actually want to move on because I really
Mhm.
liked that. And I want to add on this final. So we have one
Yeah.
more line in this sort of beat, this sort of collection of thoughts. So I want to finish that off so we can rehearse this entire beat and collection of
Okay.
thoughts. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. Just say that to me a couple times.
The question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. The question is, hang on, let me back up because I don't want to
Oh,
something.
and just add in,
Oh,
but the
oh,
question is.
but the question is whether or not you're perfect. Okay. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
Now I want you to say it to me like and by saying like a secret, but it doesn't have to be whispering or be conspiratorial or anything.
Mm,
But you're about to tell him the most delightful secret of your life. Like this was your most delightful secret was realizing that you and your
mm.
wife are perfect for each other. So I think there's a joy and a lightness and a delight
Right,
at getting to set this up for
right,
him. So
right,
just
right,
tell
right,
me that the question is like there's almost like
right. A light bulb comes
this
on,
twinkle.
maybe. Or
Exactly,
okay,
exactly.
right. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
Now, can you add that on to the beginning? You'll probably need to call for a line because we're juggling knives now. Like there's a lot going
Right,
on now because you're thinking
right,
about the lines, you're thinking about the objective, what you want from the other person, you're thinking about your wife, and this is all what you're doing in character, let
right,
alone
right,
us being on a podcast and you have that dual
right,
reality of what's happening.
right,
So
right, right.
call for line anytime. Same thing of you're breaking the silence and then you're imparting this most delightful secret.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. Line.
This girl you met isn't perfect either.
This girl you met isn't perfect either. Line.
The question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
But, but the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
Yes, yes. Okay, so acting wise, we are in an excellent place. And I know you know the line. So what we're gonna do is we're going to you do! You actually do. Here's the thing, you know them, like, your body knows them, and your brain is, like, catching up to your body, but you know them, like, they're in there. So,
Right.
we're gonna do this beat, which is a whole beat of the monologue. I actually think this is the hardest part of the monologue. We're going to do this little section, um, 3 times in a row. Really take your time. Like, just
Okay.
really take your time of, like, each time, reset yourself to break that silence and call for a line every single time.
Mhm. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. Line.
This girl you met isn't perfect either.
This girl you met isn't perfect either.
Mm.
Line.
But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. You're
Yes.
not perfect either, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met isn't perfect. No.
That was exactly right.
Yeah. All right. This is uh, everyone. You're seeing my struggles in real time. The struggle is real. All right. Um, yeah. Let's just repeat it. Let's just right.
Yeah.
Let's repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're
even I
just
even
take it.
cheated. Looked at the screen because I knew I was going to forget the second line.
No, that's
And
okay though. But that's
I
okay.
yeah.
Also, here's the thing what happens to me. When I'm holding sides in my hand, I forget them. If I know I can look at them, I forget them more than I do without doing it. So I think like you can totally look, but let's take it from the top. And really when you reset, give yourself a second when you're resetting to really have the silence so you can break the silence.
Mhm. Okay. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
That was excellent. And also let me tell you
I
something
still
too.
cheated, but yeah.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the
Go
thing. Let's pretend that this is an audition and you have to have this ready for an audition, say tomorrow.
right.
A lot of actors, especially if there's a quick turnaround, like we're supposed to have like SAG is supposed to have like a 48-hour turnaround, but sometimes they don't give you that for but who knows?
Mhm.
It can always be, you never know. It is totally fine to like have something there, have your sides, but make it a thing. Make it a thing because guess what? You're looking at him over here, but you're also in your office. So you looking off to the side there becomes its own thing, and
Oh,
it's
right,
good.
right,
Use
right.
that, like use
Mm,
that, and don't feel like you need to get the line real quick. Feel like you can stare at it, look down and think and say it again. Like there
mhm.
is no like you cheating doesn't look like cheating. It only looks like cheating when we feel like you have to like
If you're
get
doing
it
a
and
Zoom
go back
if you're doing a Zoom audition, right. No, you're right. That's right.
completely.
That's a great point.
And honestly, ultimately, right now, most auditions are either Zoom live auditions or self tapes, which you can do on, and
Mm,
then when you get the call back, guess what? You will have had the material for at least probably 5 or 6 days at that point, at the very least. So right now we're prepping for your self tape.
right.
Don't worry about going over there to get it. Don't worry at all.
So in general, is one of the keys truly just kind of like repetition? Like we're doing some repetition, but when you're practicing it, just repeat, just
Definitely, definitely
sections at a
repetition.
time, small sections at a time.
I think, and everyone's different. Like some
Right.
people are very intent on memorizing the lines as just lines, not thinking about intention at all. I find for myself, but also for the people that I coach, I think really thinking about what that character wants and what you're doing with this line and who you're talking to is very helpful because you're marrying like the intention of what's happening with the line. And yes, will you maybe sometimes forget the line because you're thinking about your intention, but you
Right, right.
still are. I think it's a much more effective way to really get it in your body.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
So let's take it from, not that I want to work you too hard.
Yeah, no,
Um,
one more. Let's do one more go at this, and then we'll wrap this up.
um,
We got through one line of the monologue. That's all right.
no, 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 no. We got through. What we
Yeah,
got through was the hardest section of the monologue and the entire first beat.
right, right, right,
That's a
right,
huge thing. So,
right.
but what I want to do, if I can push you a little, um,
Yeah.
take your time. Like, take your time. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pretend that we're doing all of your coverage. So we're doing Greg's close up right now, and I'm going to we're gonna do the first take. I'm gonna call. We're gonna pretend it's film instead of theater, just for our purposes.
I
I'm gonna
get
call
cue cards
action.
if it's film, so I love
Exactly,
that.
exactly. On it, and you can like have it at the table with you if you're sitting. Like, oh my god, the tricks that yes,
Oh yeah. Oh,
um,
of course.
which is amazing. Um, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call action. You still take that beat. You still take the full beat that you are sitting with your student. I will call cut when I feel like we want to cut. Don't come out of it until I say cut. Um, and then I'm going to say back to one and I'm going to call action again. And we're going to do it a couple of times. I promise I won't torture you too much though.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
and keep in mind if my pauses are too long, it may look shorter because I'm editing this for the sake of brevity on the YouTube channel. But so we'll
And
see.
also
But
just really, really though, feel free to go get the line. You know,
mhm.
this is how most people on a monologue like this, people that are good at memorizing, this monologue would probably take about 2.5 hours to fully memorize.
Really? Okay. Okay.
For someone who is, I would say for someone who is good at memorizing, and does it with some sort of regularity, a
Mhm.
monologue like this to feel confident that you're memorized, it would be about two and a half
Mhm.
hours of work, either on your own or with the coach or with both. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
to kind of like level
okay.
set
All right, good.
what
I
the
don't feel so
expectation.
terrible then.
Oh my God, no, not at all. I mean, in fact, if we're thinking about how long each section takes,
Right.
this first section, we've done in about like a half hour, less, actually, no, less than a half hour. And that would be right on track for getting this memorized in 2.5 hours
Right,
for someone
right, right,
who
right.
does this a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
sure.
so we'll just take it from the top. I'll
Okay.
call action, but don't start till you're ready.
Okay.
Action.
You're not perfect, sport, and let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she ain't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
Cut. Yes. Excellent. Can we go for one more take in the close up? Because the crew guy was making some noise.
Longer, take longer pauses. I don't know. That was too rushed.
No, 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 no. I don't think you need to
Okay.
change anything.
Okay.
No. We just want to get one more take.
Okay.
Make sure we have the coverage.
Okay.
Okay. Action.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save the suspense. This girl you met, she ain't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other.
Cut. Yes!
Ah!
Yes! Feel about that.
I didn't need any help.
It
Memorize
was
that.
great.
Right, right. I legitimately did not cheat on that one. I looked to the side here, but I was looking down. I was looking down at my hands, actually. Yeah.
Well, also, I noticed there was
I
something
think I
about
flubbed a
this
word.
one.
I think I flubbed a word or two, but yeah.
I mean, barely. I think, well, it's interesting. The only word I think you changed was you changed isn't to ain't, but I
Yeah,
kind of
right.
like that better. And honestly, it might
Script
even
writer,
be,
make the change.
but no, but you know what I think it might be? I actually feel like this monologue, he might say ain't, but sometimes when you get different texts of it, they're slightly different. So he actually might say that in the
Oh,
film.
okay. Yeah, I don't. I
So
haven't seen that movie in a long time, so I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I feel like he might say that because I remember I read this and I was like, this seems like it might not be that, but this is like a, you'll find different versions um of monologues sometimes from screenplays that they're slightly different or it ended up different when the take that they did it because actors do change the words sometimes, especially in
Right,
TV and film.
right.
Uh,
So, Jax, we're gonna wrap it up here. This was great. Thank you. We appreciate your time and a free acting lesson. And hopefully, either you're entertained by me struggling through an opening line of a monologue. And don't worry, I have no pretenses that I actually can act at all. This was just, amateur
Great.
hour
I
at its
actually
finest.
think you're really good. Like, I actually think this went so well. It's so funny for me because this doesn't, as someone who does this all the time, both coaching and getting
Right,
auditions and memorizing, this
right.
I actually feel like it didn't feel like a struggle at all. Like this is like the cadence of how you memorize something.
Hey,
Like
well, I'm gonna take this is my audition tape when I go to the New Haven Community Theater, and I'm just gonna say, give me the lead. Here we go. This is bam done. Um,
you're gonna be like, I won't read from your play. We're doing it from this, and I will be saying the lines
yep.
I want to say.
Whatever play we do, I'm doing this monologue, so I don't care. Work it in however you want. Shakespeare, I don't care. We're gonna do it. But use this. But hopefully, maybe you can also use this YouTube video, follow along. You can practice monologue yourself. Use Jacqueline's free acting lesson. To practice monologue yourself, or give it to your students, or whoever. Hope you enjoyed or maybe learned something from it, which is the ultimate goal. Try and have some fun, and obviously learn. I learned a lot of things from this, so and hopefully you did too. So, Jacqueline, thank you so much. We may do this again, whether it's memorization or some other quick little acting tip. We'll practice through
I
together.
already First of all, I want to thank you because I've been bugging you about doing this for a while, and I'm going to
Yeah.
continue bugging you until you audition for the community theater. That's one. Two, I would love to do with you something that's called a character interview, where we take a character from a play, TV show, movie, this character that you're playing, and then I interview and you are in character. I would
Oh,
love that to
okay.
be our
Yeah.
next thing.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that would be really fun.
Can I play Chris Peterson? That would be the best thing I could possibly do.
Wait, can you actually please wait? You actually have to.
All right, that might be the next one. We'll see. But all right, Jacqueline, thank you so much. You can catch Jacqueline and Rachel on the Onstage Blog Theater podcast. So you catch her there. Obviously, catch me and Chris writing on Onstage Blog and onstageblog.com, the Onstage Blog newsletter. Subscribe on social media networks. All of it's at Onstage Blog. Thank you for listening. Please hit subscribe on our YouTube channel where we have this and a lot more content to come. Thank you very much. See you next time.